Hello traders, welcome to this week's analysis from the 18th of January 2021 to the 22nd of January 2021. This week traders will be looking at the EURUSD, the British Pound USD, USD Japanese Yen, New Zealand USD, the New Zealand dollar against the Japanese Yen, and the Euro British Pound. As always, a quick disclaimer, today's analysis is for educational purposes only. All views and information is of my own opinion and should not be taken as investment advice. Forex is a high risk, high reward business and you should never trade with money you cannot afford to lose. That being said, traders, let's get into this week's analysis. Traders, let's start off with the Euro USD on the daily time frame. We'll go through the relevant key event areas. We have support here at 1200, key support. We have support here at 121660, 12150 area, and we have resistance here at 123450, and we have overhead resistance at 124800 on the weekly time frame. Traders, as I mentioned in my previous analysis, price broke through this support area on the 16th of December through this candle here, creating a series of three higher highs, higher high, higher high, higher high, before closing and then having a 274 pip drop from the high here at 123492 down to the close here at 120479. So where does that leave the Euro USD, given the fact that we've just had this capitulation through here over the course of the last trading week and a half or so, and now that price has closed below key support here at 121500, 121600 area? Well, the question is, it all depends what happens at this key support here at 1200. This is the line in the sand from my perspective for the bulls. So as we're looking to take advantage of the uptrend, we are still in a bullish market in my view, traders, as long as this 1200 support zone holds. Now that we have a close below 121500, 600, that will expose this support zone here. So we could very well see a continuation of the bearish run down into this support. Should we get a buy signal at this support, it would have to be in the form of a bullish pin bar or a sucker setup. Then that would warrant us taking a long position, and we would initially retarget 121500, 600 area, and then ultimately back up to 123450, and then on to 124800, which remains my 2021 target, by the way, for this pair, traders. So again, my bias remains bullish as long as this area here holds, this support area here. Should we get a close below this support on the daily time frame, then that would negate my bullish bias, and we'll reassess the market in due course. But for now, traders, there's nothing to do. As I said, it all depends what happens at this area here to determine our next move. But I do have a bullish bias in this pair, and I would be looking to trade a bullish pin bar or a sucker setup, but that would have to be on the daily time frame. We probably would not enter on the 4-hourly time frame given the momentum of this bearish run over the past week and a half or so. Thank you, traders. Traders, here we have the British Pound USD on the weekly time frame. As I mentioned in my previous analysis, if we had a close on the weekly time frame above this 134800 long-term resistance, then the bias remains bullish indeed. You can see here we've had close over the previous few weeks above this 134800. So this 134800 now, traders, is acting as key support for us. This is a key event area for us, traders. We do have overhead resistance here at 136550 through this area here. My long-term target, traders, over 2021 remains this double top resistance at 143,500. So traders, I'll now drill down to the daily time frame to have a closer look to warrant our bullish bias on this pair. As we can clearly see, traders, price broke through this 134,800 previous resistance, now support area through here. That was on the I think that was on around about the 17th, 18th of December. Yep, it was. And since then, traders, price has been carving a series of higher highs, higher low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, before finding overhead resistance at 137,105 on the 14th of January. As I mentioned, traders, as long as price stays above this 134,800 support, this is a key support area for us traders, then we'll look to take advantage of any pullbacks. Pullbacks are welcome, and we'll be buying on the dips. And our first initial take profit target, should we get a buy action signal at this level here, we'd be looking for a bearish pin bar or a sucker setup. Then we would retarget 137 area and then potentially higher. Should in fact traders price close above 137 and we don't get a buy signal down here, then we'll simply wait for an inside bar structure, more than likely, which is a continuation signal, to allow us to take advantage of the momentum, and we will be targeting that 143,500 double top on the weekly time frame. Traders, I don't believe this overhead resistance will hold too much longer. You can see we've had 1, 2, 3 attempts now for price to break through this area. The fact that we have a series of higher highs, higher lows, confirming the uptrend remains intact. As long as we have higher highs and higher lows, this area to me looks like it will capitulate sooner rather than later and allow price to continue its upward momentum. But for now, we welcome any pullbacks. It would be lovely to get in at a false break of support to allow us to take advantage of weakness, and once again to retarget local resistance here at 137 area and then potentially further beyond. So for now, there's nothing else to do, traders. It's simply just waiting for a price action signal to form, a buy price action signal, but the bulls are definitely in control at this stage. Should we get a capitulation below 134,800, then we'll reassess our view on this pair. But because we do have a close above this key horizontal event area's key support area on the weekly time frame, that confirms that you want to be on the bullish side of this pair. Again, it's just a matter of waiting to be able to buy on weakness. Thank you, traders. Trades, here we have the USD Japanese yen on the monthly time frame. I just wanted to show you this support trend line that's been in play since 2012. The fact now that we have a close, I spoke about this previously, we had a close last month below this previous support trend line, is acting as resistance right now, resistance at 104, trend line resistance. The fact that we have a close on that in December indicates that the breakout at this stage is still in play, breakout to the downside, even though price closed out last week around this 104 trendline resistance. We also have underlying support here, traders, on the monthly time frame and the weekly at 101, 180. That remains my target over 2021, should in fact the bearish bias remain. So traders, I'll clear that and I'll zoom out of the, I'll zoom in to the monthly time frame just to give you a clearer indication, a clearer view of the potential break to the downside. So here's the previous support trend line, traders. Right now you can see last month of December price closed below that on the monthly time frame. That is very telling. As I mentioned before, price is now trading at around this 140 resistance trend line, which is turning into resistance potentially. Should price respect this 104 resistance trend line, then that's an indication that the breakout to the downside is still in play, and we look to take advantage of that on the lower time frames. So traders will now zoom into the daily time frame to have more evidence of what this pair is actually doing. As we can see, traders, it's quite a messy chart, really, and I'm very, very happy to stand on the sidelines at the moment of this pair. But we'll go through the relevant levels. We have support down here at 102,600 at the swing low. We have support here at 103 through here. We have previous support through here at 103,650, turned resistance back to support, localized support. We have resistance here at 104,190 or thereabouts, previous support area. We had this resistance zone of 104,580 through here and 104,750 through here. And obviously we have overhead resistance at 105,670 through this area here. From a price action perspective, traders, we can see here we have a bullish, small bullish pin bar form at 103,650, previous support, now acting as likewise resistance to close out the trading week. We also had this bearish pin bar form here at 103,650, whilst it was resistance, which was the catalyst for price capitulating down here to the recent swing low of around 102.60 area. Let's clear all that. We had this bearish pin bar here, bearish pin bar form here at this resistance zone, of course, which was a very aggressive push by the bulls to try and break through previous resistance, which failed. So this resistance zone here, traders, is really quite key in my view. So in moving forward, traders, again, I'm happy to sit on the sidelines of this pair. I will contemplate a bearish position on this pair should we get a retrace back into 104,190 support, or resistance rather, or into this resistance area here. As far as price, as long as price stays below 105,670 buys in the longer term, traders, then we have a bearish bias on this pair. But for now, there's nothing for us to do. This small bullish pin bar could be the catalyst to see price continue to retrace back up. This is a counter trend move, so I won't be entering the market looking to go long anytime soon. I will be looking for a buy signal, as I said, either around resistance 104,190, this resistance zone here, or in fact, should we get a buy signal anywhere between this resistance zone and this resistance, a sell signal rather, traders, then that would be the catalyst for me to warrant contemplating a short trade on this pair. But in the short term trades, if we do get a sell signal around this level here, then our take profit target will be down here probably at 103,650. Time will tell, or even lower at 103,100. But just to reiterate, traders, I do have an overall bearish bias on this pair as long as price stays contained below 105,670 resistance. Overall, leading into 2021, then my take profit target of around the 101 area is intact. But for now, traders, there's nothing to do. This is quite a messy, unpredictable chart. There's no need to trade it at this stage. We'll wait to get a confirmed sell signal at this stage before making a decision to enter the market on this pair. Thank you, traders. Traders, here we have the New Zealand dollar, US dollar on the weekly time frame. Clearly, you can see we're in a very dominant uptrend on this pair, and that uptrend continues. We can see here just the relevant areas on the weekly time frame. We had previous resistance here at 69440 all the way through here at turn support. We have resistance turn support at 70600, resistance through here at turn support. We have a bullish pin bar just here bouncing off that support, which was the catalyst for higher prices. We have resistance at 7200 up here, through this area here, where price broke through and closed I beg my pardon, 2 weeks ago. So that's important. The fact we had a close above 7,200 is important, even though we have a pullback. The close above it is a sign that we are heading towards what will be our take profit target, traders, of 74,300. This area here remains my target for 2021. It's just a matter of being able to get a buy entry at where we wish to buy. to be able to get in the market and potentially take our profit out at 74,300. But this remains my take profit target over the course of 2021. I'll now drill down to the daily time frame traders, and we'll have a closer look at this pair. We can see here, since price has broken through this 7100 area through here, we then had a pullback into support at 70100 through this bullish pin bar, and that was the catalyst for this upward momentum. You can see, traders, we have this inside bar clustered just here over the course of last week, form above 7100. 7100 traders is a pretty key area as far as I'm concerned. In moving forward, I'll be looking for a price action signal at around where price is now, or a further move into 7100, and then take advantage of that towards initially the first overhead local resistance at 73153, where was the recent high over the course of a week and a half ago. So this is a nice structured pair, traders. There's nothing really to report. The bias remains bullish indeed, as long as price stays essentially above these three support zones here. So it's just a matter of wait and see. Pullbacks again are welcome within a healthy market. So as soon as we get a pullback into either one of these significant supports, this is a very significant area here, the 70100. I wrote about if price can stay above this area, then in fact that would open the door to high levels. So both these areas are very important for us traders at the end of the day. So it's really just a matter of getting a buy signal at either one of these support areas, as I mentioned, in the form of probably a bullish pin bar would be nice, and then we take full advantage of that. I do believe the long-term target, as I said on the weekly time frame, of 74,300 is very, very achievable. It's just a matter of waiting on an entry, and of course I'll let you know when that happens. So there's nothing to report on this pair, and there's nothing to do right now. But certainly we will be taking advantage of any pullbacks. We'll be buying the dips again on this pair, and to allow us to buy on weakness and take full advantage of the quite dominant upward momentum that we have at the moment. Thank you, traders. Traders, here we have the New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. We'll start off on the monthly time frame. You can see, traders, we have this trendline resistance through here, which has been in play since November 2014. Over the month of December, November and December, traders, you can see we had a breakout, a confirmed breakout and close on the monthly time frame above this trendline resistance. That is very telling indeed, traders. And you can also see that price has closed again over November and December above this 72780 previous support through here, long-term support through here, turned resistance through this area here, and now it's acting as support again. So with the confirmed break of the resistance trend line and a confirmed close on the monthly time frame of November and December above 72780 support, that warrants further investigation of having a bullish bias on this pair, traders. So this is very challenging indeed. So I'll now drill down, traders, to the daily time frame, where we'll have a closer look and to see if we can find more evidence to warrant our bearish bias. First of all, traders, we'll just take a bit of a macro view on the daily time frame. You can see price has been in an uptrend since May 2020. Since then, price found this consolidation period, consolidated between essentially June and September, before breaking out of that consolidation. Since the breakout, we've had a series of three higher highs: higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and a recent higher high around 75570, where price found local resistance. So in moving forward, traders, I'll just clear all that and I'll make this a little bit larger. So in moving forward, traders, from a price action perspective, we can see here that we are waiting for price to pull back to around this 73 530 resistance turns support. So we have support here, which is the bottom of the trading range, 68875. Support here at 71650, which was the top of the resistance of the trading range, of course. Support here at 72780, which was that level in the weekly time frame that I showed you. We have localized overhead resistance at 75570, where price closed after reaching a new high about a week and a half ago. And we have resistance at 75880 again on the daily time frame. So in moving forward, traders, we are clearly looking to take advantage of this breakout on the monthly time frame. If you were to, I'll just make this bigger, traders, to make it easier for you to see. It's better. From my perspective, traders, we are looking for a pullback into this area here, 73530, or even down to 72780. If 72780, traders, which is key support, holds, then our bias is bullish indeed, and we'll retarget, first of all, local resistance up here at 75570, and then further on to 75880. But for that to happen, traders, obviously we're looking for a buy signal somewhere in this support zone here between these two levels. Interestingly enough, traders, this pullback that we experienced at the close of last week happened at the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement. If you apply your Fibonacci tool, traders, to the 72780, which again is key support, to just the recent swing high, you can see, quite clearly see, that price closed at the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement. So that's a telling sign. This could be a new support area based upon the Fibonacci retracement area, traders. So it's just a matter of see what happens with price over the course of this week. But we're certainly looking to take advantage of, as I said before, of the breakout on the monthly time frame. And this is a very nicely forming uptrend that this pair is in. We do have a series of inside bars here, which is a continuation signal, of course. That failed, and price since capitulated to close the week out at around the 74.065. So once again, traders, we're going to buy the dips. Pullbacks are welcome. We're just waiting for a buy opportunity, again, just to repeat myself, somewhere in this support zone to take full advantage of the strength of this pair and retarget 75570. And of course, I'll let you know in due course. Thank you, traders. Traders, here we have the Euro British Pound, not a pair that we trade very often because this pair is notorious for being in a range bound zone, but it has given us an opportunity to take advantage of what I believe to be some bullish momentum within this range bound zone. So I'll just go through the structure of the market first, traders, before we get into some specifics. We had previous support here at 68800, down through here. We can see here that price consolidated between April and May of 2020 before breaking out of the consolidation. We have support here, long-term support at 88665. You can see here a price has essentially been in a range bound, trading sideways since May or June 2020 rather, between this 88665 and primarily this 91550 resistance all through here. It's very obvious all through here and all through here. But we have resistance at 92200, in my view, a false break of the range bound zone, and resistance here at 929, further resistance at 92916. Traders, we're going to look to take advantage of this range, which is around about a 280 pip range bound zone between support and resistance. You can see here this resistance of the previous range bound zone between April and May before breaking out in June is now the support for the new range bound zone. So that's really quite telling in itself. To warrant our bullish bias on this pair within the range bound zone, traders, you can see here that price has been the bears have been testing this support area on 6 occasions now, here, through here, through here, through here, here, and as recent as last week. So the bears have tried to penetrate this support area since June 2020 to no avail. That's very telling. Also, traders, the bulls have been hitting resistance far more aggressively than the bears have been trying to break through support. You can see that through these series here of very aggressive bearish pin bars, 1, 2, 3. That's a very aggressive move by the bulls, a thrust by the bulls. Another one here in an attempt to break through resistance. So certainly the bulls are the dominant of the sides, if you like. So that's why we're going to take advantage of the going long on this pair. So from a price action perspective, traders, clearly we're just going to take advantage of this support. We'll look for a price action buy signal at this support area here. Now that may be in the form of a inside bar structure, or in fact a bullish pin bar, or in fact a sucker setup. But clearly you want to be on the long side of this pair, just based on this very simple analysis. That price has struggled to break through this support area since June of 2020. And again, that the bears have tried to hit it over 6 attempts to break through, to absolutely no avail at all. So that gives us an opportunity within this 288 pip zone to pick up some profits. It's just a matter of finding a clear price action buy signal. I would want that buy signal on the daily time frame, traders, not the 4 hourly, because we are potentially trading a range bound zone, which carries more risk than trading a trending market. But because of the fact, just to repeat myself, that this support has held for so long, and that the bulls have been very dominant in trying to break through overhead resistance here, that warrants wanting to be on the long side and take advantage of this 288 pip range bound zone. So of course, traders, I'll let you know in due course, should in fact a price action buy signal present itself. As soon as it does, I'll let you know, but I'd be looking to take full advantage of that. And our take profit target's very, very simple, really. It'd just be the top of the range bound zone, 91550 or 550 or thereabouts. And we'll see if we can grab our share of this 288 pip range bound market. Thank you, traders.